What's up, guys? It's Poke2 here, and I'm back from the dead after a long period of time. But today we have something pretty cool. We have a Kyurem deck along with Garbodor. Now, in my actual deck list, there's a lot of cards that I don't have online, but on my actual deck list, I play Shaman and Glaceon. But for the most part, I've been running this online, and it's actually been working pretty well. So here's the main focus on the deck. You just want to power up Glaciate, put on some pressure, and just start Ice Calibering everything. Because, unless they have a rough seize out, Ice Caliber will usually knock out after you've glaciated 2 or 3 times. Some tech ideas. The biggest one, in my opinion, would be Necrozma. So the goal would be to glaciate, 4 or 5 times. Try to just stay alive as long as you can. Keep switching in and out. And then, after you've done that, you use Necrozma to knock out the GXs and EXs on the board. Now, I like the strategy a lot. I've play tested it with an actual deck, and I do like it, but at the same time, I don't like it. I like this build because it's very consistent. Just 6 basics, 4 Kyurem. You just want to get them on the bench and, charge them up as fast as you can. Now, a lot of people would think that 3 energy is a lot to attack with, but it's not. Especially with the cards that we play, it's kind of awesome how fast it can get charged up. The first one is Aqua Patch. So at the beginning of the game, we want to try to discard as many waters as we can, so that way we can use Aqua Patch, 2 or 3 times. I've had turns where I use 3 Aqua Patches in a row on a bench, and then I attach to the active, and it's just an awesome card. A Dark Patch, but water Pokemon. Speaking of that, another tech to have for sure in this deck, I just don't have it right now, is actually Manaphy. Manaphy works amazing with this deck. Sometimes you want this. Sometimes you have a Glaceon or a Kyurem out in the active, and you don't want to use it. You just want to put it straight to the bench. Just attach a water, leave it on, use some Aqua Patches, some Max Elixirs, and then just retreat and start attacking with your other one. So Manaphy is definitely a for sure card. The next trainer we play is a Dowsing Machine. Get back, Aqua Patch, and a few other cards in here that I'll go over. Just a great card. You can also play Scramble Switch. That's what I'm currently playing right now in my deck. Energy Recycler, because once you lose those energies, you're screwed. You have nothing to attack with. And we just need to be sure to get the energy back in our deck. This helped me out several times, and I love this card to death. Next card, 4 Max Elixir. Max Elixir and Aqua Patch is what makes this deck run. And honestly, you could use this same deck style, like same trainers, same everything, and just replace the Kyurem with another water Pokemon. And honestly, I think it would still be good. I mean, those 2 cards really make the deck go around. And without them, I don't think this deck would be playable at all. Next card. This is just for my deck because I don't have Shaman, but 3 Random Receiver. Just a good way to get some supporters out, some draw support if you don't have that Shaman to help you out. Super Rod. We want to get back our Pokemon, either Garbodor or Kyurem. And the reason why I play Garbodor in this deck is because of Mr. Mime. That's literally the only reason why. But there's other times where it's helped me out where people play Zoroark GX and they can't trade. It's just a good card to have while just spreading damage across the board. Next card is 4 Trainer Mail. We want to be able to get those trainers out as fast as we can. Just start digging into Aqua Patches and Max Elixir. This card really relies on Trainer's Mail and draw support. So without it, I don't think it'd be functioning either. 4 Ultra Ball. Obviously, we just want to be able to search out for Pokemon and discard Water Energy for Aqua Patch in the process. You could play Dive Ball in here, but we have to search out those Garbodors and Trubbish. 4 VS Seeker. Just a good way to get back all our draw support and some other trainers that we have in here. 3 Skyfield. The only reason why I even play this card is for the Counter Stadium. Now, you could actually play Brooklet Hill. I think it's what it's called, actually. And that will work just as good. But I like Skyfield because it really has no positive effect for either player. It's just a card to just have out there. Especially when people throw in Rough Seas, you just want to be able to throw that out there so people don't heal off all the damage you just did with Glaciate. And trust me, that's happened to me several times. 2 Lysander, just so we can Lysander some things out. You could use Guzma. I mean, both of them are still good. 4N, just to get some draw support out. Disruption card, standard card. 4 Sycamore, draw support. You just want to be able to draw cards. That's literally the only point of the deck anyway. 3 Floatstone for our Trubbish, and if we have a Kyurem active, we can just throw it on there and retreat it for free. And then 10 Water Energy to round it all out. Just a good number, I think, in my opinion. I think you can't really take out cards and replace them. The only ones that you could really take out is Random Receiver, and the only reason why you do that is to put in Shaman or some other cards. But other than that, this is probably the way it's going to be for a long time. I wouldn't change any cards out. I could work with some cards and maybe try it out, but for the most part, the deck's staying the way it is. So let's go on a online battle. I haven't played in a while. The only time I've really been playing this game is recently, and that's because I wanted to try out this Kyurem deck. But let's go ahead and look for opponent and see what we can do. So I decided to go first in this matchup, which is probably not a good idea considering you could attack turn 1 possibly with this deck, but we'll see how it turns out. We have a Sycamore, a Lysander, and a Water Energy, and we're just gonna put down all of our basics really quick. I'm hoping I can get an Ultra Ball to discard the Lysander and the Water, but we'll see. So we start off with a Random Receiver. I'd much rather get N than anything, but it looks like we get 2 Sycamores, and I think we're just gonna discard everything we have, unfortunately. This is honestly one of your best matchups. I mean, Glaciate can knock out just about any kind of Night Marcher in 2 or 3 hits. The only exception, obviously, the GXs. So we'll go for the Max Elixir right here, and we do get the Water, which is nice. So we'll go ahead and attach it to the Kyurem. We'll go ahead and play an Aqua Patch to get our other water out. So boom, 2 waters in 1 turn. We're going to play the Random Receiver. Hopefully we can get a Sycamore so we can play it next turn, and it's a Lysander. So I think next turn what we're going to do is we're going to play the Ultra Ball to discard the Lysander and maybe whatever card we get out of there. We might even discard the Energy Recycle because I could always just Dowsing Machine for it later, but we'll see what my opponent does right now. Obviously, Night March deck. I'm hoping he doesn't get 4 Battle Compressor and stuff like that, but he probably will, considering my luck. So even next turn, I wouldn't even need to leave Trubbish active or promote another Trubbish to Aqua Patch and stuff. I can just attach for turn, which is nice. Hopefully he knocks out my Trubbish really quick so we can play an end him down to 5 cards, and then I can just start glaciating all of his Pokemon. I think what we'll do is right before we attack, we play the Skyfield, just so it counters whatever stadium he plays. So let's hope that he actually puts a stadium out there that helps him out, so we can just discard it right away. And whatever we need back, we could always just Dowsing Machine. So he's gonna go for the Ultra Ball to go for the Tapu Lele, and I actually didn't even know what Tapu Lele did until recently because that's how long I've just been out of the Pokemon scene. But he's going to look for a supporter really quick. And the only problem I have with that deck is that Tapu Lele does not get 2 or 3 shotted. He does get hit by Ice Caliber, though, which is good. The only bad thing is that a DCE and 3 energy on my part, it's going to do 100 damage. So not a very good sight there. Let's hope he knocks out the Trubbish, and we can just start glaciating his field. So he plays the Sycamore, discarding a few cards, Puzzle Time, Rescue Treasure, and I think a VS Seeker, or perhaps a Trainer's Mail, I didn't really see. He's going to go for the Battle Compressor, probably go straight for the Lampent, and there he did go for the Lampent. So Night March right now is doing 60 damage, and that actually does not knock out my Trubbish, which is kind of a strange situation, but I'm actually just going to go for the Ultra Ball to discard the Lysander and the Energy Recycler. I don't really need the Energy Recycler right now. I still play Super Rod. I don't really need another Kyurem right now. I don't need him to Lysand or anything out. So we're going to go for the Trubbish, or for the Garbodor. And I think we're going to put on the bench one. Don't want to take any chances. Play Skyfield. And then, actually, we should have just kept the Skyfield in our hand. And there we go. We did get the Float Stone. So it was actually probably a bad idea to evolve the bench one, but it's not that big of a deal. We'll just go ahead and retreat. We will attach the water, play another Kyurem down, and Glaciate for a knockout. Now it's very easy for him to get back in this game, so I can't really be too satisfied with that knockout. Although it would take a switch perhaps, or he could just go for the X-Ball or whatever that attack's called. I don't even know what the attack's called. Energy Drive. So he could go for the Energy Drive, just start doing 100 damage. And there goes all the Pumpkaboo. Yeah, like I said, I should have held on to that Skyfield. But it looks like he's going to go for the Energy Drive. I don't really see him doing it. Maybe not. So there goes the Sycamore. And we will see what he does here. He'll probably just start benching a bunch of stuff. We see another Battle Compressor, perhaps discarding some more Night Marchers. And it looks like almost all the Night Marchers are in the discard, with the exception of one. And there it is. All 12 of his Night Marchers are in the discard pile, which is really weird. I guess he's not going to attack. I don't really know what he's doing here. I guess he's going to go for the Energy Drive. But what we could do is hopefully we can go for that end next turn. And there's a setup. So hopefully we can go for the end. Perhaps get a Float Stone. I used to play... the Marshadow is... Okay, that's what he was looking for. Okay. Let's go ahead and bench another Kyurem here. We'll go for the Max Elixir. Get the Water Energy out and just go ahead and attach to the benched. I won't be able to knock out the Tapu Lele, but I can do some damage with Glaciate, and I think that's what we're going to do here. There's really no need for me to do anything else at the moment. I really should have put that Garbodor on the other Trubbish, but it's alright. So we'll go ahead and attach for turn here. I guess we'll play the Skyfield. Like I said, I can always get some back later. We'll go for the Glaciate to do 30 everywhere. And let's hope that we can do some damage here. So next turn, we could definitely knock this out. And he decides to concede. So there's the power of Glaciate Kyurem. It's a very, very slept-on deck. Nobody really expects it, and once they see the damage he can produce, it's basically game over. The only decks I've really had problems with so far are Sylveon. Doesn't really do enough damage, and if you have Glaceon, then I don't really think that the Garbodor deck with the item, discard, attack, whatever, will really hurt it. So there is my Kyurem deck. I still have a lot of cards I'm trying to trade. Nobody really wants breakpoint cards right now, but guys, thank you for watching. It feels good to be back making some more videos. Hopefully I'll have some more decks for you in the future, but as of now, I think I'll probably be uploading like once or twice a week. So let's hope we can get back on that. Give me some deck ideas for Expanded, because currently that's all I play. I don't really play Standard anymore. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.